Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Wyatt, and I am a neurodiversity and disability advocate. I am here on behalf of an alternative perspective networking, interviewing Inez today to find out a little bit more about Inez's life and her neurodiversity. Inez, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Lauren. Hi, my name is Ines. I'm 20 years old and I represent the Dyscalculia Network. I got diagnosed with dyscalculia when I was 9 years old, and then it's just been a journey through neurodivergence since discovering new diagnoses and just trying to live my life and learn as I go along.
That's really cool. So do you want to tell us kind of what's been happening since the last time that you spoke to us?
Yeah, so last time I spoke to you, I believe it was right before I got my results for the IB. I got them and I passed. I got a lot higher than I thought I was going to, which I was really proud of myself
That's
for. And I even
amazing.
passed maths, which I was really scared about, but I did well. And I got into uni. I'm in Aberystwyth University in Wales right now. I study creative writing and theatre. Yeah, a lot has happened in terms of diagnoses as well. Last time I spoke to you, I said that I had some undiagnosed health problems. They're still undiagnosed, so we're still trying to figure that out. But as of right now, I've been told it is FND. But they just want to confirm for certain that there's nothing else on top of it.
Okay.
But essentially, I've been struggling with just some like with seizures and like movement problems and just
Mhm.
difficulty with everything now. I've got to try and kind of relearn how to live my life and like adapt to these problems.
You said that your kind of FND diagnosis or like potential diagnosis
Yeah,
happened after you started experiencing some symptoms. How was your kind of experience with kind of being seen for those symptoms? How was it received? Did you feel kind of listened to by the healthcare professionals?
absolutely not. I had started, it started with just like my stomach pain kind of spreading to my back. And then I'd noticed that my memory was kind of getting foggy. So things that normally I was really good at, like remembering to put food back in the fridge, I was forgetting to do and I was putting it in the wrong places and forgetting all this things like that. And then I noticed that my walk, like my gait, had changed in my handwriting, and I was just in pain in all my muscles and all my joints. Then I ended up having my first seizure, and it started off with it being every half an hour I was having one, and then they started getting longer and longer, and it was every like 2.5 minutes. An ambulance came, took me to the hospital. I'd had some, I think it's called dystonia, where you're like, in my case, my like fingers were like locked in this position. It had been 36 hours they'd been locked. So I was in like intense pain and stuff, and I'd gone to the hospital, and they refused to treat me. They told me it's not epilepsy, so it's not an emergency. And so I went to another hospital, and I was treated by a different doctor, and she told me, um, okay, this is looking like it's FND. Immediately in that new hospital, once I'd been told what I thought it was, what I could do to help it, and I was treated with respect, immediately my symptoms started to calm down. And I
Mm.
got movement back in my fingers, I could speak again, and it was much better. Like I found that I was more independent.
One question for you, like this new kind of diagnosis and these new symptoms, have they kind of changed the way that you view your neurodivergence at all? How has that kind of interacted?
At first, I've got to admit, it was very negative for me. It kind of felt like my body had betrayed me. Um, so I was quite angry. I was quite hurt. It caused me to kind of spiral into a little bit of a depressive episode. And then I realized, well, everyone around me sees me exactly the same. I'm still the same person inside. Hasn't changed any of that. Um, and maybe things will be more difficult, but it's not like it's gonna kill me. I can still manage it with time and practice and stuff. So I started to cheer up. I have ups and downs. I think particularly if I've had a bad seizure, I start to feel more down about it. I'm still trying to get used to it.
That's a good mindset to have. You said earlier that you've recently kind of started at university, which is really exciting. You said creative writing and
Theatre.
theatre, is that
Yeah.
right? So how's your experience been kind of at university compared to kind of school where you were before?
It's been much calmer, I would say. I only have 6 classes a week. So in my spare time, I go and I volunteer at the shop that I work at, and I it's a charity shop with a little coffee shop. So I'm handling money and I'm making coffees for people, and I'm just trying to keep myself busy. Um, there, I've been kind of doing some shifts to try and get some money for traveling and things like that. I've just been trying to get the most of the university experience. I've been
Mm.
finding studying has been a lot easier than I thought as well, because a lot of it is, as it's first year, a lot of it is things, particularly with drama, that I've studied before. Creative writing has more new things for me, but either way, it's not been too difficult.
Cool.
I don't have exams as well, which is really nice.
Have you been able to get any kind of accommodations or things for your dyscalculia or your FND symptoms?
Um, with my dyscalculia, I was told I don't have exams, but if I were to have exams, I'm allowed to have extra time. I'm still figuring out um, with the university team a personal tutor who will like help me with my assignments and stuff. One of my main triggers is stress, which is a lot of people's triggers with FND. And if there were to be a fire alarm or like an emergency evacuation, I guess I would need to have a safety plan in place. So I'm just going to discuss those things and put in place like a seizure plan for in class as well.
That would be good. Yeah, that's really good. Have you looked into like disabled students allowance?
Unfortunately, because even though I am British, I lived overseas, so I
You.
can't get a DSA unless I've lived in the UK for 3 years.
Oh.
So I'm going to put that in place if I end up doing my master's in the UK.
What tips would you give to neurodivergent students who are about to start university?
The first thing I would say is to make sure you do your research and look at reviews or like and things about the uni from the perspective of neurodivergent students if you can, but obviously they're not always easily accessible. But make sure you research, get in contact with the uni if possible, and explain your situation, because some unis might not be as equipped to handle certain disabilities as others, simply because they don't get the allowance or because of the location, because some universities are in quite old buildings. So it's important that you do your research. Some universities have like Discord or like WhatsApp group chats that you can join to kind of meet people ahead and talk to people. That's what I did, and I found it. I've still got friends from that group chat, so I found it quite helpful. But I would say don't make the mistake I did and assume that you're going to be friends with all of them long term, because a lot of people with neurodivergencies struggle with maintaining friendships. So I think if you make that assumption, it will hit harder. That being said, I don't think no one will end up being your friend, because I've still got several friends from those group chats.
That's really
Um,
good.
but yeah, I would say that. I would say definitely register with the doctors before you get there, so you can get your medicine if you have any, or if you just need any kind of support from a GP, you can get all of that set up. That's what I did. And I would say as well, um, get in contact with the student services as soon as possible to fill them in with your situation, um, to organize something, or kind of do a meeting before you go to the uni, all of that. Um, and if you're in a shared accommodation or flat, make sure their flatmates are informed so that they can help you with things and inform your friends, because it might, for example, in my case, um, my flatmates know how to handle my seizures in case they happen. Like they know what to do so that I'm not like alone. So I informed them about it. They've helped me out when things have gone overwhelming, even with simple things like my room. With my ADHD, I find keeping on top of my room really difficult. And so I've gotten really lucky with the support network that I have.
That's
Um,
lovely.
so I just want to make it known, I guess, that you will find a group of people. It might not be the first group of people that you meet, but you will find them.